Good morning, ladies and gentlemen. You're watching AMS Live. My name is Boy. It is June 5th, Monday morning. Over here at the Polderbaan, we have departures. Nothing has changed in terms of the weather, in terms of the wind. The wind is still blowing from the north to northeast, so departures take place to the north, as has been the case for 2 weeks now. Runway configuration also the same as it has been over the last 2 weeks. So at the moment, 2 runways are in use for departures. Once again, 36 left, where we are standing next to, 36 center as well, parallel departures. Just before I arrived on the scene, it was parallel landings. Instead of using 06, they used 36 center and 36 right for landings. Now they have switched it back again to the configuration that we were used to over the last couple of weeks during the day, namely landings on 06. And I'm expecting 36 right to be used again as secondary runway for landings if it gets more busy. And likewise, this will be the only runway in use for departures if it is not too crowded with outbound traffic. If traffic picks up outbound traffic, then center will also be opened. So at the moment I did see 1 or 2 departures from center just now, although we are seeing a lot of traffic now also taxiing to this very runway. Lining up on the threshold is EasyJet flight 23442 Airbus A319 outbound to Liverpool. It is a 14-year-old airplane that had its first flight in June 2008. Now I'm curious to see if maybe around 10:30, I think it was 10:30 AM local time, the PHGOV, the government 737 with destination Accra, is scheduled to depart. I hope that by that time this will be the only runway in use, so we can see the government 737 up close. In the meantime, more traffic is coming this way. An Embraer 190 to Norwich and a Boeing 737-800 to Porto. A warm welcome on this Monday morning to the Eagle, to Vlad, to Jono, Kuni, photo for you, 68 Twig, Roskud, and Kult, Paul in Leiden. Good morning to you all. Hope everybody is doing well. Now there are also tractors on the platform. Not sure what they are doing. Cutting grass perhaps. I think that is what they might be doing. Those look like haystacks. Anyway, KLM Embraer 190 to Norwich is pulling up and ready to go. Airborne quickly, steep climb. Definitely not a lot of weight on board. Hey there Daniel, hey there Christina and Ad. Good morning to you all. Hope everybody is doing well. Meanwhile, the next airplane already spooling up, ready to go. Boeing 737-800, KLM flight 1711, going to Porto in Portugal. The airplane is 22 years old, had its first flight in July 2000. So let me show you guys the bigger picture. At the moment it is 13 degrees Celsius, or approximately, what is it, 26, 30, 56 degrees Fahrenheit. It is a bit more cloudy than it was yesterday. This is looking to the northeast. This is the vista to the east. You can see that 36 center is also being used for departures. This is facing south. And this is facing west again, towards the North Sea. Now the wind is blowing from 030 degrees, so north-northeast, and about 10 knots, which you can visualize by looking at the smoke from the chimney in Westport area. Good morning ALV Dog, and good morning to Tim and Matteo. Marius, goedemorgen. Chris, goedemorgen. Good morning to you all. So we started out with an overcast day over here in the west of the Netherlands. It is said that it is going to open up again. In the meantime, I think I see an airplane that is going to land on 06. Now, where is it? There it is. Very unergonomical. Now, I have to walk around the tripod, look at it from the other side. Where is it? Well, by the time I found it, it will be gone already. And Kuni asks where PHGov is going to. Accra in Africa. At least that's what I saw this morning when I quickly had a look at what was in the pipeline. Hey there, Jono, good morning. So we're waiting for the next airplane to come to the pole around for departure. Can I zoom in on flight radar again? It seems to be stuck. And this is not a position I want to be stuck in, because I'm fully reasonably zoomed out. Okay, now can I pinch it further? Yes, okay. Time to enable split screen once again. There we go. Right, Embraer 190 to Hanover, just took to the sky. We are also getting an Embraer 190 that will be going to London City. is now taxiing this way and is on the bit between the Polderbaan and 36 Center. There we go. Now the question is, will it be going to the runway threshold or will it be taking off right in front of us? I think it is going to be the latter. Yeah, there we go. So this is KLM flight 987, another countdown flight number. Embraer 190 outbound to London City. The airplane is 14 years old and had its first flight in January 2009. Hey there Paul, good morning. Good to see you. Hope you're doing well. Welcome to all other viewers who have in the meanwhile joined us. You're watching AMS Live. My name is Boy. It is Monday morning and the week has taken off and so are the airplanes this morning on this stream. Hey there Sean, hey there Belinda, good morning to you both. Hope you're doing well. So this airplane is now climbing in the direction of the runway, in runway heading, basically climbing until it reaches the North Sea Canal, and then it is going to make a left-hand turn, flight to the west, until it reaches the North Sea, and then, given that it is going to London City, will make a further left-hand turn to go to the southwest. Cross the North Sea over to the United Kingdom. Hey there Benjamin, good morning, good to see you again. Hope you're doing well. So there is a triplet of airplanes on their move over here. In the foreground on the left we can see what looks like an EasyJet Airbus. And looking at flight radar, it is indeed an A319 going to London Gatwick. Now, I seem to be having trouble with flight radar in split screen, not being able to zoom in. Let me do that then with split screen disabled and re-enable it again. There we go. Alright, this is a proper level of zoom. The second airplane is KLM flight 1173, an Embraer 190 going to Trondheim. That is the middle one. And the third is another Embraer 190 from KLM, flight 1541, going to Leeds. And EasyJet will be going to the runway threshold. That we can say for certain now. Let's see what the other two are going to do. Will they follow suit, or will one of them take a right-hand turn, cut in line, take off right in front of us? So the second Embraer will also be going to the runway threshold. What is number 3 going to do then? And it looks like it is going to do the same. Yeah, so all 3 are going to the runway threshold. Now before the first airplane arrives on the scene over there, let's look at the water situation. We have 2 grebes over here. Oh, and traffic going the other way. Hey, good. Right, the EasyJet is spooling up. You can probably hear it already, so let's focus on that then. Hey there Eddie, goedemorgen, good morning. Good to see you again. Hope you're doing well on this Monday morning. That started out with a bit of clouds, but it is opening up gradually. Embraer 190 from KLM, flight 1173 going to Trondheim. 13-year-old airplane, had its first flight in January 2010. Next up, another Embraer 190, KLM flight 1541 going to Leeds. This is a 9-year-old airplane that had its first flight in November 2013. Well, 2 more planes coming this way, Boeing 737-800 taxiing to the runway threshold. And there is an Embraer 175 going to Humberside. And not sure which one will take off first. The 737 is already really close to the runway threshold, so I guess that one... Oh yeah, and the Embraer is going to the runway threshold as well. So both will be taking off from the runway threshold. So that's sorted. Let's see, this is KLM flight 1143 going to Oslo, Boeing 737-800. And another departure taking place from center. And lined up at the threshold of left is this Embraer. Oh, and already spooling up. Hey there, Andy, good morning. Paul, good morning. Hope you fellas are doing well. Good morning, lazy bugger, who greets us from hell. Probably nice and warm over there. Good morning, Bry. Oh, and Alaska Airlines Star Wars livery flew over him again today. That is awesome. That's a beautiful airplane to watch and see in real life. Pity that Alaska Airlines don't fly to Amsterdam. For those of you just tuning in, welcome to AMS Live. My name is Boy. We are standing alongside Polderbaan, runway 36 left, one of the two runways currently in use for departures. The prevailing wind is coming from the north-northeast, as has been the case for 2 weeks, more than 2 weeks now. And it doesn't look like it's going to change anytime soon. So departures take place in northerly direction. There is a teensy bit of crosswind from the right for the pilots taking off today. You can see by the smoke over there. So this is Westport, the west of Amsterdam, the port area. The camera is now pointing to the northeast. You can see the wind is blowing more or less from that direction, maybe a bit more from the north. The next airplane will be taking off right in front of us. Aer Lingus going to Cork, A320, flight 841, 17 years old, first flight September 2005. Hey there, Michael Painter, good morning. Hey Wendy, goedemorgen, good morning. How nice to see you again. Hope you're doing well. Hopefully you guys are having a bit of sunshine in the north as well as we do over here. I think most of the Netherlands started out with sunshine except the north and the west. But it is opening up now gradually. The sky is getting bluer and bluer. Hey Jorn, goedemorgen. Alles goed, kerel? Now. We're waiting for the next traffic to come this way. Let me look on flight radar. Is it working? It is working. Looks like an Embraer 190 to Aberdeen will be the first airplane to come this way. Also an A319 to London Luton. American Airlines Flight 221 is already active on the platform. That is a Dreamliner to Dallas Fort Worth. That is definitely an airplane that is very likely to depart from over here. Not sure. I can also see a 777 from KLM going to Cape Town. Not sure if that is going to depart from over here or from center, assuming both will be in use by then. There's also an A330 from KLM to Houston that is active. Dreamliner 787-10 from KLM to San Francisco, also alive. Those are all very likely candidates to, well, highly likely, if not with almost bordering certainty, that they will be taking off from over here. I can also see that there is a TUI Fly 767 going to Lanzarote. That might also be coming this way. Still a bit early to say with a high degree of certainty, but I think it might be coming this way. We'll have to wait a little bit. The Embraer 190 will be coming very soon. In the meantime, some traffic just took off from center. Looks like a 737. I think the firefighters were early with their daily patrol round over here. I did see them testing their vehicles while I was setting up over here, but it looks like they have already, well, they are parking everything back in the station. But it is interesting to see that there are tractors over here. Here we have a vehicle with haystacks. Hey there, Panaka NL, who says Limburg has lots of sun. So that is the southeasternmost province of the Netherlands, bordering Germany and Belgium. Probably a bit warmer over there as well. Over here, still 13 or so degrees Celsius, although I expect that will increase over the morning. So that is approximately 56 degrees Fahrenheit. Here you can see the tractors and other vehicles. Now in the water over here, not a lot of activity, but I did see some movement. Well, not over here, maybe further out, or are they hiding in the grass over there? I did see some movement over there in that area just now, but at the moment it is all calm and quiet. But then again, I have this theory that water birds are not early birds. More night owls than early birds. Always takes a few hours before we see them whenever streaming in the morning. Hey there, J20 Menku and Sumo Burger, good morning. And Wendy already confirming that in Heerenveen it is sunny. Do you guys have any clouds still, or is it a full clear blue sky? Now the Embraer is foregoing the entrance where we are standing in line with, so it will be taxiing to the runway threshold, a bit further to the right. There's a triplet of airplanes now taxiing north, west of runway 36 center, so that means that they will be coming this way. An E2 Embraer 195 just took off from center. One of the few that are flying, I guess. Now there's also an E2 Embraer 195 coming this way. That is the 4th airplane taxiing west of runway 36 center. Now camera focus, focus, focus. Huh. Okay, Wendy says no clear blue sky, but still a few clouds. Okay. Well, by the time it is lunchtime, I'm sure most of the country will be fully in blue skies again. And it beats having rain and grey weather. Good morning, René. Goedemorgen, coffee, planes and working at home. That's a nice combination there. And Michael Painter says blue skies all the way in Teignmouth, Devon, if I pronounced that somewhat correctly. Now, 4 airplanes are coming this way. Good morning to Japanese characters. I don't know how to pronounce your name, but apparently you like KLM. Many people do. Welcome. For all other viewers who are new to the channel, welcome. If you're liking what you're seeing, say hi, interact with people. If you have a question, feel free to ask. People over here in the chat are friendly folk. If you have a question, they'll be more than happy to help. There are some very knowledgeable people in the chat over here. Hey there, Michael Jackson, good morning. Up early in Kansas. Have to go train 2 new pilots. On what airplane type are you training them? Is it for a type rating or is it just a proficiency check to stay current? Hey there, Simotra. Hey there, Ronald. Hey there, Peppy. Guten Morgen. Okay, EasyJet will be going to the runway threshold. 3 more opportunities for airplanes to take a shortcut. Let's see if one of them will do so. Okay, first Embraer will also be going to the runway threshold. How about the second? It looks like it is turning. We have a shortcutter. Well, that is to say, it might still have to wait for the other 2 that are going to the runway threshold before it gets permission to go, but we'll see. Ah, okay, Cessna Citation X and a Citation Mustang, so BizJet. Recurrent training, they have their type rating, just their yearly training. Okay, awesome. So on the right, the EasyJet A319 looks to be lining up. And the Embraer looks like it's holding short. So this is EasyJet flight 22514 Airbus A319, destination London Luton. 14-year-old airplane, first flight December 2008. Ah, citation 10. Good to know. A340? Is there an A340 on Schiphol? Taxiing, okay. So outbound, the A340. From which airline? Anyway, over here, back to back, 2 consecutive E2 Embraer 195s. This one is going to Manchester, KLM flight 1071. The airplane is 1 year old, had its first flight in March 2022. Very quiet. Okay, so there's an A340 taking off from 36 Center, apparently. Let's see if we can capture it then. We fly to Madrid, okay, plus Ultra. Awesome. Well, I'll stick around for that then. Having issues with being unable to zoom in and out on flight radar when the app is in split screen. Never had that before. Let's try to restart the app. Okay, Paul has to do groceries. Also something that you need to do every now and then. Yeah, damn it, cannot zoom in. Right, annoying. When using split screen, I'm unable to zoom in and out of flight radar. Hey Thijs, goedemorgen, good morning. So folks, I'm sticking around for the Airbus A340 that is going to take off from center in a few moments. Meanwhile, a lot of traffic is coming this way. Okay, when I press on it to enable the menu, okay, now I can zoom in and out again. Excellent. Well, that looks like it's fixed then. Plus Ultra. Yeah, the lighting is a bit unfortunate on this location this time of day. You have backlight. Hey there, Feldy, good morning. Cortez, good morning. Nice to see so many viewers from so many different locations tuning in. Welcome everybody to Amsterdam, welcome to AMS Live. My name is Boy and we are standing next to the Polderbaan, where it is starting to get a little busy. First up is going to be a United 777. Behind it is a KLM A330, but I think we might have someone that is cheating and is cutting in line. Looks like a 737 to Gothenburg will be departing first, or will it? Will it hold short? I think it might hold short because the United Triple is already lined up on the threshold. Yeah, I think it's probably going to be number 2 maybe, or it first has to wait for the 2 triples. Oh no, 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 no. Stupid, stupid. It does go first. Sneaky mother. Anyway, Boeing 737-700, as you guys could already see by the fuselage length, the baby of the bunch, KLM flight 1155 1155, outbound to Gothenburg. The airplane 14 years old, first flight March 2009. Well, no time to waste. Triple 7 time. United Airlines flight 71. Boeing 777-200 going to Newark. The airplane is 25 years old. And had its first flight in September 1997. Now next up is going to be an A330-300 from KLM. Going to Houston, Texas. A330-300 KLM flight 661. The airplane is 10 years old and had its first flight in January 2013. If you're still around, bye bye Kuni. See you again soon, mate. And good morning to Mats and Martin. Hope you guys are doing well on this Monday morning. That started out a bit cloudy over here in the west of the Netherlands, but it is opening up nicely, as you guys can see. At the moment, 2 runways in use for departures, 36 left where we are standing next to, and 36 center, so there are parallel departures taking place. Next up on this runway is going to be an A220 from Air Baltic. Pretty airplanes, really quiet. This one is going to go to Riga, flight 618, standard livery. The airplane is 1 year old and had its first flight in September 2021. And Martin checking us again in the Schiphol while doing some work. Multitasking at its best. Hey there, Kampusk, good morning. The ducks are still lacking, they are sleeping in. We did see a pair of grebes just now and also one coot swimming in the opposite direction. Ducks have yet to show themselves today. I'm sure they are around though. Never far away. They are a bit like ninjas. Very well at hiding and being sneaky. So the prevailing wind is still blowing from the north to northeast. 030 degrees, 10 knots. Not too hard. The wind has been blowing from the same direction for over 2 weeks now. The runway configuration has also been the same. Meanwhile, I see that there is a queen taking off from center. And Robbie also saying that, I saw that just now. Hey there, running games, good morning. Now, I think in 15 minutes from now, the PHGov, the government 737, should also be departing. But it's going to Accra, and I think it might be going from the other runway, the center runway. Alrighty. Now we have a little bit of a queue. One airplane on the threshold, one behind it, a second one is coming and is already quite nearby. This is KLM flight 605, Boeing 787-10 Dreamliner outbound to San Francisco. The airplane is 2 years old, had its first flight in December 2020. See you around, Michael. It's been a pleasure to have you on the stream again. Enjoy the rest of your day and see you soon. See how the wings are already much higher than they were at the beginning of the roll, and now the curvature starts to form. More weight on the wings, more flex, and you get the trademark shape, the trademark profile of the Dreamliner. Next will be another 787-10 KLM flight 601. This one will be going to LAX. This airplane is a bit older than the previous one, 3 years old, first flight November 2019. Hey there, Carmel, good morning. Where are you checking in from? Meluol. Is that Mediterranean? Ah, live in Israel. Well, welcome. Nice of you to join us. All other people who are new to the channel and have recently found the channel, welcome. If you have any questions, feel free to ask in the chat. If you just want to say hi, that's fine too, don't be shy. People over here are very friendly. If you have questions, there are some very knowledgeable people over here in the chat. So we have answers to most of your questions. Lined up on the threshold at this moment is KLM flight 1127. It is a Boeing 737-800 going to Copenhagen in Denmark. The airplane is 17 years old and had its first flight in April 2006. We have more planes coming this way. And the exodus of the heavies to the United States, etc. still has to begin. So if you just tuned in, you're watching AMS Live, my name is Boy. We are standing alongside the Polderbaan, runway 36 left, currently one of the two runways in use for departures. The wind is blowing from the north to northeast with 10 knots. It is about 13 to 14 degrees Celsius at the moment over here. So that is 56 to 58 degrees Fahrenheit. Next up, a shortcutter. EasyJet flight 22922. It is an Airbus A319 going to Bristol. This airplane is 13 years old and had its first flight in November 2009. Hey there, Ian. Hey there, that Dutch aviation fan. Alexander, good morning. Alexander is checking in from Munich airport. Hopefully you guys are having sunny weather over there as well over here as we do over here. Now, has anybody already seen the PH Gov on flight radar? I'm checking to see if I can see anything. So far I don't. Not sure if it will show on flight radar. Think it probably won't. Time for another A220 from Air Baltic to take off. And we have some serious heavyweights coming this way, taxiing to the north, parallel to the center runway. Hey, good morning, der Buchhandel Club. Schöne Woche to you too. This is EasyJet flight 22162, Airbus A319, destination Manchester, UK. Airplane is 15 years old, first flight May 2008. Hey Ina, guten Morgen. Nice to see you again. It's been a while. Hope you're doing well on this Monday morning. And Marcus, guten Morgen. Good morning. Checking in from Bornheim. And Carmel, yes, El Al does fly, I think, twice a day, so on some days, from Tel Aviv to Amsterdam. So we do see El Al flying to Amsterdam. They fly sometimes the 777, often it is a Boeing 737, but they fly, I think, on a daily basis. Hey Yorkshire, good morning my friend, good to see you again, just in time for the heavy outbound rush hour. This is American Airlines flight 221, Boeing 7878 Dreamliner with destination Dallas-Fort Worth in Texas. The airplane is 7 years old, had its first flight in January 2016. And another viewer from Yorkshire, Andrew. Good morning, Andrew. Good to see you. Welcome to the stream. And yes, Ina, I'm doing well. Thank you for asking. As you guys can see, it is lovely sunny weather over here. We had a few clouds. They are dissolving as the sun gets more higher in the sky. Temperature will probably have increased a little bit as well. At the time I was setting up, it was around 13 degrees Celsius, so that is about 56 degrees Fahrenheit. It should probably be a few degrees higher now, although the wind is keeping it a bit chilly, relatively speaking. But with a hoodie on, as I have, and jeans on, it is excellent weather, really nice and comfortable. Hey there Roy, good morning, welcome to the stream. Chunky, good morning. Luca, buongiorno. Good to see you again, my friend. This is British Airways BA City Flyer, Embraer 190, going to London City, BA flight 8496. And she is 14 years old. First flight was in January 2009. Now it is getting a little bit busy over here. Let me show you. We have a queue forming. First a narrow body, then a big bird. And more is coming this way. I'm counting 2 for the moment. Hey Em, checking in from Belgrade in Serbia. Good morning and welcome. Nice of you to join us. So this Embraer 175 is taking off to Stavanger. 6 years old, first flight was in May 2017. Now, no time to waste. And you can see that center is also being used for departures. Another departure just took off. We are waiting for this heavy to go rolling. So this is KLM flight 749. It is a Boeing 7879 Dreamliner outbound Bogota, Colombia. The airplane 6 years old, first flight September 2016. Alright, well, no time to waste. It is time to turn around the camera. What we heard just now were GE and X's. What we are going to hear now is GE90s. Namely from this 777 KLM flight 743. It is a 777-200ER, 19 years old. First flight was in April 2004 and it's going to fly to Lima. That's in Peru if I'm not mistaken. If I still remember my topography a bit. Well, hopefully you guys can still hear properly. Hopefully your speakers didn't get blown. And good morning to Don Villejos and to Rafael, who says hi from Costa Rica, where it is still very early, I imagine. What is the time difference? 6 hours, 7 hours? Now, the pipeline at the moment. We are seeing an A330 and another Dreamliner and an Embraer. And well, starting with KLM flight 1179, Embraer 175, destination Linkoping, and the airplane we are looking at, 7 years old. First flight May 2016. It will get clearance as soon as the wake turbulence has dissipated sufficiently from the previous airplane. In the meantime, I get a message from PayPal that I received a very generous donation from Hans Nordman. So Hans, if you're watching, thank you so much, my friend. That is really generous of you. Thank you so much. Really appreciate it. And also Dominic, if you are watching as well, I totally forgot to say thanks for your PayPal donation as well, a few days ago. Did see it later when I got home. Not always does the email sync immediately. Then I keep forgetting to say thanks. And that is the last thing I want to do, is come across as someone who is ungrateful, which I totally am not. So Dominic, if you are watching as well, thank you so much for that that PayPal donation you gave me a few days ago. Now, in the meantime, we have a short cutter, Boeing 737 800, destination Manchester. KLM flight 1073. The airplane we are looking at, 22 years old, first flight was in June 2000. I was thinking about whether I should mention that or not, Michael, about the diameter of the GE90 being the same or bigger than the fuselage of the 737, but you were ahead of me. I was thinking about should I mention it or not, but you already put it in the chat. We were thinking about mentioning the same thing. Thanks for the kind words, Don Viejos. And hey there, good morning, Lisa. Nice of you to tune in again. It's been a while. Hope you're doing well. Or at least I have the feeling it's been a while, but maybe that is just me. And Danny asks, komt er nog wat bijzonders aan? Is there something special coming up? Well, as a matter of fact, I thought I saw before going out that around 10:30 a.m. local time, the PHGOV, the government 737, was scheduled to take off to Accra. Now, I haven't seen it take off in front of us, so I'm wondering, has anybody seen anything on Flight Radar or one of the other programs to monitor air traffic? Has it already taken off from center? Is it still due for departure? And No Name says, hello all. Hello there, No Name. Good day, welcome to the stream. All other viewers who are new to the channel and have joined us in the meantime, welcome to AMS Live. My name is Boy. We are standing next to the Polderbaan. Runway 36 left, currently one of the two runways in use for departures. Where we saw this 787-10 Dreamliner taking off right now. KLM flight 655, destination Minneapolis. The airplane is 2 years old and had its first flight in August 2020. Now, the prevailing wind is blowing from the north to northeast. 2 runways, 2 of the 3 north-south oriented runways are used parallel for departures at the moment in northerly direction. So the pilots are faced with mostly headwind, a little bit of crosswind from the right, just a little bit. The wind is blowing with 10 knots, so it's nothing to write home about. This is Delta Airlines flight 143, Airbus A330-300, destination Seattle. She's 7 years old, first flight was in April 2016. Hey there, Miguel, checking in from Barcelona. How are you, my friend? Good to see you again. How's the weather over there in Barcelona? And Vinnie Banks says, just tuned in from New Zealand, so that is evening? Is it evening already over there, or is it late afternoon? I think it's early evening. Good evening to you then, my friend. Welcome to the stream. And WD Computer says, my name is WD Computer from Rostock in Germany. Good day to you. Welcome. Right, so if I zoom out and show you guys quickly the big picture, you can see mostly blue skies over here. This is facing north. This is facing east. This is facing south, and this would be facing west towards the North Sea. Now, if I show you guys the chimneys of a factory in Amsterdam Westport area, you can also see that the smoke is blowing more or less towards us. So wind is blowing from the northeast, has been the case for over 2 weeks now. So runway configuration is a bit boring because it has been the same for 2 weeks now. Well, it looks almost like Christmas lighting. Almost looked like the Ryanair had a few additional lights on. Maybe they turned on additional lights and forgot to switch off a few. Now a few narrow bodies, one more, and then we'll see 2 more heavies. And Piet Vananen is saying hi from sunny Helsinki. Vic Meester is greeting us from Moscow. Awesome to see so many viewers from so many different places in the world tune in. Welcome to the stream, everybody. If you're new to the channel and you're liking what you're seeing, please consider subscribing. It helps me to reach more people like you and me who are also into content like this. Plus it enables you to turn on notifications so that whenever I go live in the future, you get notified, and if you have the time for it and are feeling like it, can join us for more live streaming action over here at Schiphol Airport. Taking off right now is KLM flight 1009, Boeing 737-800, destination London Heathrow. And this airplane is 24 years old. She's a millennial. First flight, January 1999. Also, if you're new to the channel, feel free to say hi. If you have a question, do ask. The chat is open for everybody. There are friendly folk in the chat over here, always. Also, very knowledgeable. So if you have a question that's been bothering you and it's aviation related, feel free to ask. At the moment, no Air France airplanes, just 2 Deltas. We can hear the difference between the first and the second. This is an A330 Neo. And after that, we are going to see an older A330-300. You can see it has smaller engines. It has straight winglets. This is a Neo. Delta Airlines Flight 57. Destination Salt Lake City. That's in Utah, if I'm not mistaken. The airplane 1 year old, first flight February 2022. Now I really like the curved winglets on the Neos, also on the A350s. I think they should make that mandatory for new airplane types. But if you disagree, do let me know. Hey daar Sander, goedemorgen. And you're welcome, Vic Messier. I'm glad that you are enjoying the show. And Kampask asks if there is air traffic control tower for Dutch local flights. Well, there used to be, but they've taken it down. You know how it is over here in the Netherlands. If something is nice and it's working, take it down. Let's put something new in. Delta Airlines Flight 135 Delta Airbus A330-300, destination Detroit. She's 19 years old, first flight October 2003. So yeah, tell me guys, which one do you like better? The Neo or the 300 taking off right now? I think I might like the sound of the old engines better, just because it has a more visceral growl when you're standing next to the runway, such as I am right now. Okay, and then he says no government flight to see on flight radar. Well, it might have already taken off. I thought it was scheduled to depart at 10:30 local time, so if they didn't get delayed, they should be underway already. Also wondering if maybe they might be taking off from runway 22 or something like that. That could also be the case. Anyway. So for now it seems that we will have to wait a bit for the next air traffic. Let's see, there is a 737 taking off from center, destination Barcelona, and it looks like there's another A330 from Delta to Portland. That looks like it is going to cross the center runway sometime soon. So they do allow the Delta A330 to take a shortcut. And thank you, Belinda, for your kind words. I do my best. And Yorkshire agrees that the older engines do sound better. Yeah, sometimes older is better. Just, well, sometimes it is more often, well, not more often than not. Sometimes newer is better. In the meantime, we have some more movement in the water. Now this is a couple of coots. We've yet to see the first ducks of the stream. Now there's also something further out, but looking on my little screen, I think that is a third coot. So no ducks just yet. I will keep an eye out for them and I will show them to you as soon as they are in the area, but at the moment I don't see them actually. Vueling A321 taking off from center. Looks like the A330 from Delta still has to wait. Now in the meantime I can see that there's another Delta A330 going around the southern threshold of 36 center. So that is already on its way. Now there's also inbound traffic for 06, which we can also show you from over here. Oh, it's over there already. Now, before all the trees got in their leafy spring and summer configuration, you would have been able to see the airplanes better between the trees. Now it's a bit challenging, although typically you will see them over here a bit better momentarily, just before they vanish behind the containers and this farm. Then, depending on the size of the airplane, you can sometimes see the tail over there. I think in this case you cannot. Yeah, and no ducks to be seen over here, just these two coots. I do see some movement in the distance. I think it is the Delta A330. Oh, they are both coming together. So that's a nice coincidence. Which one is going to lead the pack? Now we also are going to see K3 from the left in a moment. The bird controller. I think they might also be doing a little round to check for birds. So there are a couple of K vehicles, all pickup trucks. This one is the Ford Ranger. There's also a VW pickup truck. I think we have 4 vehicles in total. That are the bird controllers. The K, they're colloquially called kivits. Now, if you like setting off fireworks all year round and drive in between airplanes, this might be the job for you, bird controller. It is a 24/7 job, of course. Now, other than fireworks, the flares and the bangs and stuff that you are hearing and seeing, they also have other equipment. They also have a soundboard and have sounds of birds of prey, so the natural enemies of the birds that flock over here at Schiphol Airport. So they also have a less intrusive way of chasing them away, just by mimicking the sound of predator birds. They can also chase them away. Hey there, Cafe Spotter, good morning. Good to see you again. And Danny already mentioning 3 A330s inbound. Let's go back to them. They are gradually moving towards us. Now, Delta A330s and landing gears. That is a thing. Let's see how these will fare today. So this is Delta Airlines Flight 73, destination Atlanta, Georgia, A330-300. Going to the runway threshold, as most of them are. Only once did I see an A330 take off right in front of us. Hey there Roy, goedemorgen. Good morning. Good to see you. So we are now looking at the second A330-300, Delta Airlines Flight 179, destination Portland, Oregon. And the third Delta A330 is over there in the background, Delta Airlines Flight 161, destination Minneapolis. After this A330 we are going to see a KLM Embraer 190 that is going to Split. That is Croatia, if I'm not mistaken. In the meantime, the first Delta A330 is lining up. So let's focus in on that. So again, Delta Airlines Flight 73, destination Atlanta, Georgia. The airplane is 16 years old, had its first flight in November 2006. Okay, the gear is retracting. We did have another occurrence of the gear not going up immediately, probably due to overheating and needing cooling first last week. But as is typical, something with Murphy's Law, on that day it was more clouded and we couldn't see the airplane at some point because it went into the clouds still with its gear lowered, so never got to see when it did retract the landing gear, and if it did. Delta Airlines Flight 179, destination Portland, Oregon, airplane age 7 years, first flight January 2016. And another A330-300, of course. Meanwhile, Delta Airlines Flight 161, destination Minneapolis. This airplane is 17 years old. First flight was in July 2005. Alrighty then. Now, the ducks are not yet alive. The coots and the grebes are, however. We saw 3 A330-300s from Delta back to back. Now it is time to switch it up again with some narrow bodies. The first one is going to be KLM Flight 1945 Embraer 190 destination split. This airplane is 9 years old. First flight was in January 2014, and as soon as the wake turbulence has dissipated sufficiently, it's going to get clearance for departure. And Mal 231, thank you so much for your kind words, and welcome again. Good to see you again. Jean-Yves also checking in on the account of Compask. You guys are co-workers, right? So in the same office? Awesome. So after this KLM, we're going to see an A320neo from Vueling, destination Bilbao. So if you just tuned in, welcome to AMS Live. My name is Boy. We're standing next to the Polderbaan, runway 36 left, one of the two runways in use for departures. The prevailing wind is blowing from the north to northeast, 10 knots or so. So there's a little bit of crosswind for the airplanes that are taking off to the north. You can see the wind is blowing more or less over here. I'm now pointing the camera at a 45-degree angle versus the runway heading. It is opening up nicely. Let me show you guys the big picture. This is the north. This is the east. And let's zoom in first to the Vueling A320neo with destination Bilbao. Hey Elske, goedemorgen, good morning. Alles goed? Good to see you again. So, another momentary lull. Let's have a look. There are two airplanes looking to cross over from center to this runway. So we should be able to see them. I think we do already see them over there. Let me also update the ticker with the latest meteorology update. Thinking the wind has increased a little bit, just a few knots by the feeling of it at least. Now I'm not sure if we are going to see any more queens. It would be nice to see one take off. We did see one take off from center, but I'm not sure if more are expected in the upcoming hours. So the weather I have updated. So while we are waiting for the new airplanes to come this way, in the ticker you can now see the latest weather update. If you are unfamiliar with what it says, let me take you through it. So AHAM is the denominator for Schiphol Airport. 05 is the day, June 5th. 8:55 Z means 8:55 Zulu, so Greenwich Mean Time. So it was 10 minutes ago that they made this weather report. 03009 KT, that means that the wind is blowing with 9 knots and is coming from the direction 030, so that is north-northeast. 330V080 means that the wind is varying between 330 degrees, so that is north-northwest, and 080, so that is more or less east. 9999 means that visibility is 10 kilometers or more. Few 023 means that there are few clouds at 2,300 feet. Temperature is 15 degrees and the dew point is 9 degrees, so that is the temperature at which water will start condensating. Means that the temperature is higher than the point at which the air is satiated with water, so the humidity is relatively low. And Q1023 means that is the air pressure, so that's the QNH in hectopascal. And no sig, what it said at the end, means no significant weather. So that means no rain or wind that we need to take into consideration if we were a pilot taking off right now. So in fact the wind has decreased 1 knot according to the weather update, but it is still blowing from the north-northeast mostly. In the meantime, traffic is coming this way. We are now looking at KLM flight 1109. It is a Boeing 737-800, destination Stockholm. 15-year-old airplane. First flight May 2008. Hey Remco, goedemorgen, good morning. Hope you're doing well. Alrighty then, Let's zoom out a little and see what else is cooking. So far, all traffic arriving here has been going to the runway threshold. Now there's another A330 coming this way. That is sure to go to the runway threshold for departing. E2 Embraer 195 also on its way to the runway threshold, and almost near the runway threshold is this airplane, which is Georgian Airways flight 9652, Boeing 737-700. Tbilisi is its destination. Its age 13 years. Had its first flight in November 2009. And I agree, Andrew, it is a dinky little Georgian 737. And I also had to look twice because I also didn't recognize it in first instance. Now, this is an E2 Embraer 1779, destination Hamburg in Germany. The airplane is 1 year old, had its first flight in February 2022. They are so terribly quiet. Really impressive how much quieter these are compared to other airplane types. The A220 is the same. Of course, geared turbofan engines, higher bypass ratio. And also if they derate their takeoff, even less noise. So this one seems to be cutting in line before the A330. It is an Embraer 190, destination Düsseldorf. KLM flight 1855 this was, and the airplane 11 years old, first flight January 2012. Right. Just in time to see it spool up. Delta Airlines flight 47, Airbus A330-300, destination New York JFK. The airplane is 8 years old and had its first flight in January 2015. Now Michael, if you're still around and don't have to go away yet for training, this one's for you. SAS flight 552 CRJ 900 long range, 14 years old, first flight January 2009, destination Copenhagen in Denmark. And good morning to NPM Aviation, who is tuning in from Switzerland. And a warm welcome to all other viewers who have joined us in the meantime. You're watching AMS Live. My name is Boy. This is the Polderbaan, the runway 36 left, where departures are taking place. I'm also seeing a helicopter just... Where is it? Oh, there it is. Probably a police helicopter by the looks of it. More planes are coming. We have another heavy in the pipeline. First the CRJ. So as I was saying, if you just tuned in, welcome to AMS Live. My name is Boy. We are standing next to the Polderbaan, runway 36 left, currently one of the two runways in use on and off for departures, where this is the constant factor being in use all the time. 36 center, the secondary runway, used on and off depending on how busy it gets. Now there's also a nice contrail coming this way, directly towards me. It is a twin engine. I'm not able to follow it. I will not be able to follow it for long because I'm out of tilt on my tripod, but it is coming directly towards me. No idea what it is. I can only see the contrail forming. Don't see the actual airplane because of all the reflections. And now I'm almost vertical, so I am going to zoom out again. Focus back on what we can see. And what we can see is Air Europa going to Madrid, Boeing 737. Air Europa flight 1098, Boeing 737-800, 13-year-old airplane, first flight June 2009. And that is United Airlines 777 going to San Francisco that we just saw flying over. In the meantime, I saw a super chat from NPM Aviation. Thank you so much for your kind donation, my friend. Really appreciate it. Thank you so much. Now quickly back to the camera. We are looking at a 777 that is about to take off. KLM flight 591 777, destination Johannesburg, South Africa. It is a 777-300ER, 10 years old, first flight May 2013. Now, also humidity up in the higher levels of the sky, not very high. I do see some contrails here and there, but they are very small. Now, I'm sure that has something to do with the stubborn area of high pressure that is now over the UK and Western Europe for a while now. Alright then, the Eagle also on its on his or her way to Schiphol for some plane spotting. It is lovely weather to do some spotting over here. And visibility has also increased now that they have finally cut the grass on this side as well. Also for me, much more convenient not having to wade through jungle each time I want to go video over here. Shoot some video over here. You can see some people already on the parking place. The parking place is where the cars are at. This is a construction site in the foreground. The Dixies are in the corner of the parking place of the official Spottersplatz over there. Don't see any food trucks yet. In the middle is the fence where you can stand next to, or behind I should say, when spotting on the official spotter place, parking place for Polderbaan. You can also go down the cycling path that is now in the center of screen. Also a location I sometimes go to. It is where departing airplanes rotate and you can see them land quite well. So if you're not fully awake yet, you probably will be by now, because this very loud departure was KLM flight 537, an Airbus A330-300, destination Kigali. Interesting, because I think if two runways were open parallel that they would have taken the other runway. So I'm inferring that this means that 36 left is the only runway for departures once again. And this A330 is 11 years old, had its first flight in February 2012. In the meantime, Adebos Kesil Jr. is saying good evening from Indonesia. Good evening to you, my friend. Welcome to the stream. Hope you are enjoying yourself. All other people who are new to the channel and are liking what you're seeing, consider subscribing if you haven't done so already. And also do say hi in the chat. And if you have a question, feel free to ask. We have very knowledgeable people over here in the chat. So if there's something you want to know, aviation related, don't be shy and say hi and ask your question. Hey there Ellie, and hey there Lance. Breakfast has already been taken in Lurkers Lounge. And coffee as well. GE90's heard. Excellent. Well, great way to start the week, isn't it? We're waiting for this EasyJet to get clearance to take off. It is an A320neo flight 27803, destination Palermo in Italia. The airplane is 3 years old and had its first flight in September 2019. And Chakras asks what I'm doing here, going philosophical with the questions. Well, we all know that the answer to life, the universe and everything is 42. On its way to Palermo, Sicilia. Now I think we might see the A330 to Kigali once again. If I can also... It should be above... Yeah, there it is. Just a few pixels on my 3-inch camera screen when fully zoomed out. But this is the A330 to Kigali that just took off from this runway and has now taken and made a 180 turn to fly to the south, to Africa. And this would be EasyJet Flight 28675, an Airbus A319 with destination London Gatwick. This particular airplane, 15 years old, first flight February 2008. And indeed, Martin, you will see it come over Oosterhout in a few minutes. Although I think it will be quite high by then already. Now, current status quo. 777 from Turkish lining up on the runway threshold. But I think cutting in line is this airplane. EasyJet A319, destination London Stansted. So again, these airplanes take off to the north. I think currently the only runway in use, 36 left. All traffic outbound will be coming to this runway, take off from over here. As you guys can see, beautiful weather. It is opening up more and more. The clouds we had almost gone. Wind is blowing from the north to northeast just a little bit, a few knots, 8 or so. You can see over here the chimney smoke rising vertically for the most part. If it is moving a bit to us. Let's quickly turn around the camera, go back to the action. Turkish Airlines Flight 6074, 777 freighter. Destination Istanbul. This airplane 5 years old, first flight December 2017. And TNC says that it is still overcast in Leicestershire. We did also have overcast conditions over here in the west and north of the Netherlands. In the periphery of the area of high pressure you do get some more cloudiness. I think the actual weather, precipitation and stuff is more to the south and more to the east of Europe at the moment. I think the Benelux countries, England, Germany, north of France, I think that is now the best place to be in terms of sunny weather in Europe. Hey, I see a face I recognize from a thumbnail not too long ago. And will we be... Oh no, wait, I was wrong. I thought it was the Air Baltic Estonian flag special livery. I saw the blue and black stripe on the nose, but I was wrong. This is even better. This is an A350. China Airlines. Awesome. And it's not the only heavy coming this way. You can see that there is another A350 by the looks of it. Or is it a Neo? Now let me have a look on flight radar. No, it is Singapore Airlines. We have 2 consecutive A350-900s, ladies and gentlemen. How awesome is that? Indeed, Ellie, baited by China Airlines. Those damn Chinese. They pulled one on me. Now before the Chinese A350 reaches the runway threshold, let me rehydrate a little so that we can go full blast when the action is taking off again. Hey there Monica, guten Morgen, checking in from Germany, herzlich willkommen. Hope you're enjoying yourself, hope everybody is having fun. Do let us know if that's not the case, and do let me know what can be improved in that case. Welcome to everybody who has joined us in the meantime. You're watching AMS Live. We're going to see 2 consecutive A350s take off. Let me put away my water bottle quickly and turn around the camera because the Chinese A350 is going onto the runway. So, China Airlines Flight 74, destination Taipei. This A350-900, 6 years old already, even though it doesn't show that. First flight May 2017. Rolls-Royce XWB Power. Hey there Leo, good day, welcome back, good to see you. You're absolutely right, Andrew. I think that A350 is one of the prettiest airplanes out there. Definitely one of my 2 favorites of the modern day airplanes. Now the 747, of course, a timeless classic, but the A350 and also the A220 I think are really pretty when it comes to modern day commercial aviation airplanes. Now, number 2. A350-900, number 2, Singapore Airlines Flight 323, destination Singapore. What else? This one, 5 years old, a bit younger, first flight January 2018. And all the while you can also hear the birds chirping. Really late spring, early summer vibes over here. One of the prettiest airplanes in one of the prettiest liveries. And is that a duck I see there? Or is it? Yeah, it is. It is a duck. The first duck of the stream also has woken up. How could you stay asleep after so many A330s? Looks like it is a solitary duck though. Don't see any friends in the vicinity. Looking over my camera around in the water. Also no ducks hiding. So it looks for now like a solitary duck. Behind me is an A320 from SAS lining up. And it's probably going to spool up any moment now. Destination is Oslo. The airplane is 16 years old. First flight September 2006. And it is actually spooling up. So let's turn around and show you guys. SAS flight 822. Destination Oslo. Hey there, Ty! If I pronounce that correctly, or is it TY? Who says good morning from Washington, USA? Is that Washington, the city, DC, or Washington State? Is it really early or extremely early? And hey there, George, good afternoon. Josegi, good afternoon. All other viewers, Washington State. So that is 9 hours time difference, so it's just past 2:30 a.m. Are you night owling or are you an early riser? Almost 3 a.m. Oh, okay. So, oh yeah, no, but that's 9 hours time difference. Let's see, photo view says, Boeing 777 lining up for landing 36 right. So I think this should be it then. Yeah, so as you can see, photo for you, not a whole lot that you can see from it over here. It's better in fall and winter when the trees are not fully in leaf, but I think we may be able to pick it up between the trees over here. No, I think that was a departure. I think that's a departure that we saw on center. Where is it? I don't know. Now taking off over here. KLM flight 1975, Boeing 737-700, destination Budapest. This airplane is 12 years old and had its first flight in February 2011. And Lucas-san says, good morning from Brazil. I say good morning to you, Lucas-san, welcome. And Gusi, welcome back. Good morning to you too. Hope you're doing well. Good to see you again. And Ian remarks, nice weather conditions for you. Certainly is. As you can see, it is sunny, mostly sunny. We did have some overcast conditions in the morning, but as you see at the moment, it is mostly sunny. We have a little bit of wind blowing from the northeast. This is to the south. Let me also show you west. We have a little bit of wind blowing from the northeast. So you can see that the smoke from the chimneys is moving towards us. This is about 45 degrees versus the runway orientation, which is parallel to the duck runway over here, and it is oriented north-south. Now we have a little quacker over here. And Jonas Melo is saying good morning from Portugal. Very warm welcome, and hope you are enjoying the stream. We're waiting for the next airplane to arrive. Good morning, Amy. Nice of you to join us again. Good to see you. Hope you're doing well. Over here, it is a nice sunny Monday. Temperature a bit lacking though. It is still 15 or so degrees Celsius, maybe 16 in the meantime. So that is about 60 to 62-ish Fahrenheit. Now, a pigeon just now flew past me. Don't see them very often over here, pigeons. In the meantime, we are seeing an SAS A320 taxiing to the runway threshold, but it says SmartLink, so it is probably a rental of sorts. And Ian reporting the same conditions that we had over here in the west of the Netherlands and also in the north. Cloudy conditions initially, but then as the day progresses, the sun opens up the sky, burns away the clouds. Stratotankers coming towards me from southeast at 26,000 feet, so I'm looking already to see if I can see anything. There are already not a lot of contrails, no long contrails on higher levels. I'm not sure if they produce a lot of contrail on 26,000 feet. Are they coming directly towards me? Are they going to pass me north of me or south of me? Anyway, this A320 from SmartLynx, but flying for SAS, is 16 years old, had its first flight in November 2006. Okay, 5 minutes still, right, but are they going to pass me head over, or are they going to pass me to the south or to the north? Give me a bit of an indication where to look for. Obviously, if stratotankers are going to pass over me and I can show you guys, I will do so. Now, in the meantime, this gentleman duck still on its own. Ja, oké, maar komen ze zuid langs me of noord? Dat ze uit het zuidoosten komen, snap ik. Maar moet ik links of rechts van me kijken als ik naar het zuidoosten kijk? But if they are still 5 minutes out, then They are probably still too far out for me to see just yet, even if they did produce contrails. Are they flying together in a formation? Am I looking for a double contrail, so to speak? Okay. Okay, thanks for the update, fellas. Well, at the moment, I mean, this is looking to the southeast. At the moment, still nothing to see. Are they flying in a formation or right behind each other? Okay, so they should be producing a double contrail. And they are now in the vicinity of Viana. Okay, so that is more to the south then. Heading up from the south. Southeast-ish. South-southeast. Okay, so this is south. This is 45 degrees. This is southeast. South-southeast should be somewhere over here. And if my sense of direction is correct, that should also be where Utrecht and Viana are approximately. I'm looking up. I don't see any contrails just yet. Even if you look straight above you, if there are contrails, they are very small because there's not a lot of humidity in the air. I'll have another look in a minute. We also have an E2 Embraer 195 taking off to Bologna. So this was KLM flight 1583, E2 Embraer 195, destination Bologna in Italia. 2-year-old airplane, first flight February 2021. Alright, well, let's have a look and see if we can see... I do see a contrail. A single... Is it a double contrail? Let's see. Let's see, over here I think it should be. Well, I think the only contrails I'm seeing is from airplanes higher up. I'm now looking up visually to see if I can locate them first of all. First is already at IJmuiden. Well, in that case they aren't producing contrails because I couldn't see anything. The only thing producing contrails is still south of me. So if it's already in the vicinity of IJmuiden, I'm looking. I don't think they are producing contrails. I absolutely haven't been able to locate them. Sorry guys. No, exactly, no trails. I tried to zoom in to something that produced a contrail, but that was just a commercial jet. I think really hard to see with all the reflections out here. The lighting has to be good. Also need to maybe disable autofocus in that for doing that, because it keeps going out of focus when you do that. Let me try to work out a modus operandi that I can keep the focus at infinity when looking for contrails, so that I don't have the autofocus dance, so to speak, each time I'm looking up. Because I do enjoy looking at the contrails and the airplanes that are flying higher up. With this camera and with this tripod being securely mounted, you can follow them quite well actually under the right lighting conditions. But finding them is really like looking like for a needle in a haystack. I also used to tinker around with telescopes and astrophotography when I was smaller. I still have the stuff lying on my attic, but never had the time to pick it up again. But it was always difficult looking for something that you couldn't see, and you have to orient by using a finder scope. It was like looking for a needle in a haystack. Next try our 2 747 Lufties in 10 to 15 minutes. Well, I think this is all the time we've got left for today. Nah, if they are producing a contrail, it's much easier to find them. But as you guys can see, the autofocus on this camera sometimes has a will of its own, particularly if there's nothing immediately inside to focus on. So what I need to do is override the autofocus when pointing the camera up and have it focused on infinity, so that at least when I do see a contrail, I can stay on it. Also, hard to see on the camera screen when you're out here in the field. There are constant reflections, if not reflections of me, then reflections of or directly sunlight falling directly onto it. Let's see, 1747 Luftie over Vianen now, direction southeast. I think I have it. I have it visually at least. Let's see. It is over to the left. There we go. Yeah, so this is the 747 from Lufthansa. Although the only thing I'm seeing is contrails. So I'm just trying to keep the contrail centered. But imagine trying to look at stratotankers if they aren't producing a contrail. You wouldn't be able to see them unless they flew directly over you and you happened to look in the right direction. But this is needle in a haystack. Also, the camera is now pointing very much upward, so I'm unable to read the chat messages that are going on right now. I am happy that I can swivel the screen of my camera so that at least I don't have to crouch into an awkward position to keep looking at what the camera is pointing towards. But it does mean that my phone is now pointing downward, so I'm unable to read. I can use my other hand to cover the camera screen so that no direct sunlight falls onto it. Now I do see some contour of the airplane itself as well, but it is now flying away from the sun. It's now west of me, southwest of me. So it now gets a bit more contrast against the blue sky backdrop. Alright, let me go back to things going on ground level again. Hey there Jan, goedemiddag, good afternoon. Also, thank you ALV Dog for your kind super sticker. A hamburger, well, don't mention hamburgers, I'm starting to get hungry. I could go for a hamburger right now actually. So another beautiful, elaborate, colorful livery over here that we can see. It is Avion Express, operated by Avion Express Malta. So you might be thinking, is it going to Malta then, this airplane? Well, the answer is no, because it is BA flight 2825 and the destination of this airplane is London Gatwick. Hey there Sven, goedemiddag. Alles goed? And hey there Gillian, or Gillian? Is it Gillian or Gillian? Probably Gillian. Or Gillian. Well, you let me know. Who says good morning everyone from morning UK? Still morning over there, over here also for 2 more minutes. Here we have an A320 to London Gatwick. The airplane is 14 years old. First flight June 2008. And it's going to do a turn and burn by the looks of it and by the sound of it. So if you just tuned in, welcome to AMS Live. My name is Boy. We're standing next to the Polderbaan, currently one of the 2 runways in use for departures. 36 center and 36 left. This is 36 left. However, center is also open for business once again. These airplanes are departing to the north. The prevailing wind is from the north to northeast. Now, I can also see a little bird over here just a few meters away from me. Oh, that is an NL alert on my mobile phone. Quickly click it away. You might also hear alarms sounding right now. It is the first Monday of the month and it is 12 o'clock, and that is always when we check our alarms in the Netherlands. So we're not under attack, but we are testing the air alarms just in case. In the meantime, this is KLM flight 691. It is a Boeing 777-200 with destination Toronto, Canada. The airplane we are looking at, 18 years old, first flight November 2004. The engines on this bird a little bit dirty. A dirty girl. And Lisa informing us that the Cargolux 747 should go out soon. What is its destination, Lisa? Is it going to a destination to the west of the Netherlands or more to the east or to the south? Because in that case it might take off from center, as we also saw happen with that other 747 that departed earlier this morning. In the meantime, a 737 just took off from center. Now over here in the Netherlands the weather has been more or less the same, at least in terms of wind conditions. The prevailing wind has been blowing from the north to northeast for over 2 weeks now. The runway configuration in use is also the same now for 2 weeks or so in a row. Departures to the north, this runway, this primary runway, always in use, and center as secondary, on and off depending on the offering of outbound traffic. In the meantime, I also see an email from PayPal that Photo for You was so kind to donate another generous donation. Thank you so much for that, my friend. I did see it pop up on my phone as well. Thank you so much, Photo for You. I'm happy to do some contrail spotting as well. Let me, after this stream, when I get home, let me work out how I can override the autofocus, focus on infinity, so that finding contrails is more easier. Because with autofocus, when you switch, you turn up the camera, it starts going in and out of focus, making it even harder to find something. So hopefully we can improve that as well. Also, it doesn't help that these contrails are really small nowadays because of the low humidity. But I think, yeah, it already lost focus. I'm going to fix that. Surely there has to be a way to override the autofocus without having to do too many without having to switch too many knobs and menu items. More traffic coming this way, ladies and gentlemen. And Lisa says that the 747 is going back to Luxembourg. So yeah, that can go either way. I'm afraid that it might be going to center then. I'm hoping I'm wrong, but I'm afraid that it might be going to center for its departure. Now, the British Airways Embraer will be going to the runway threshold. There is another E2 Embraer 195 coming this way. Will it go to the threshold as well, or will it take off right here in front of us. Good to see you again, Larry Brown. Aphrodite, goedemiddag. Sven also, goedemiddag, good afternoon. Hope everybody is doing well. If you're new to the channel and you're liking what you're seeing so far, consider subscribing if you haven't done so already. Not only does it help me tremendously to reach more people like you and me who are into content like this, it also allows you to turn on notifications so that whenever I go live again, you get notified, and if you feel like it and have the time for it, can join us for more live streaming action over here at Amsterdam Schiphol Airport. Now, if I don't have any fences to build with my neighbor, I typically try to go out several times a week between Thursdays and Mondays. This is BA flight 8452, Embraer 190, destination London City. 10-year-old airplane, first flight July 2012. Indeed, Aphrodite pulled around today. You saw that correctly. Was at the Kaagbaan yesterday. But that is always a difficult runway to go spotting from during weekdays if you come by car like I am, because you have to find a parking place, and those are typically already occupied even in the early morning just because of the people working nearby. And there not being a lot of parking space in that area around Schiphol. So this is KLM flight 1187, E2 Embraer 195, destination Bergen in Norway. The airplane is 2 years old, first flight was in March 2021. Alright, well, AOV Dog, thank you so much for joining us once again. Hope to see you again soon, mate. Enjoy the rest of your week. See you again soon. So let's have a look. Cargolux 747 seems to be taxiing. So we'll find out soon enough to which runway it will go. In the meantime, we are seeing new traffic coming this way. United Airlines 777-200, destination Houston, Texas. In the background, another triple taking off. Emirates flight 14, no, flight 146, destination Dubai. It is a 777-300ER, 7-year-old airplane, first flight November 2015. In the meantime, the United triple is getting closer by. let's have a look. Behind it is going to be a Finnair A321. Destination Helsinki. There is another Embraer 190 to Dublin that is going to come around the corner. And I think we see it over there already, just right of center. Another Embraer 190 to Inverness also coming this way. You know, maybe I will get that burger ALV dog, maybe I will. You have to treat yourself on occasion as well, particularly if you're no longer on a diet. Though you have to be careful not to regain everything that you work so hard to get rid of in just a few weeks. Nah, but that should be good. Going to the gym again tonight. So the Cargolux 747 to Luxembourg is on the move. It looks like it is about to cross over runway 06, or it has already crossed over 06. Before it is Delta Airlines Flight 49, an A330 Neo. Destination New York JFK, that is bound to come this way. Now in the meantime, and we will find out soon enough where the 747 is going to take off from. Let's focus on what we can see right here in front of us. So again, United Airlines Flight 21, 777-200, destination Houston, Texas. The age of the airplane, 23 years, and its first flight was in February 2000. Hey there, Swamp Fuel 20, thank you so much for your kind words. Welcome back, good to see you, hope you're doing well. Not a very steep climb. Let me also quickly have a look on flight radar. What is the 747 going to do? Well, it's still taxiing. Hard to see yet what it will be doing. Right, Finnair, Airbus A321, destination Helsinki, flight 1302. The airplane is 6 years old. First flight was in April 2017. Alright, it is spooling up. Right, let me quickly scroll back to threshold of center, see what is going on flight radar over there. Okay, so the Cargolux is now lining up behind the ITA Airways that is on the threshold. So unfortunately we are going to see the second queen from a distance. Now it's just a few Embraers over here from KLM, so after this departure I will focus on the upcoming departure of the Queen on center. As it is lining up at the moment as we speak. Beautiful ITA Airways Airbus preceding it, just took off from center. And it still has its gear lowered. You guys are having positive rate. Gear up, go, come on. Okay, interesting. We've seen this. Oh, it is going up. Okay. Was just about to say we've seen this happen several times with the A330s, but would be a first on the A320s that they were suspected to have some overheating brake issues and needed some air cooling first. Now, unfortunately, I don't think I will be able to see the 747 take off or its takeoff roll. Oh, there it is already. Yeah. So, Cargolux, Boeing 747, Cargolux Italia. Destination Luxembourg. This airplane is 15 years old and had its first flight in July 2007. Thank you, Wendy. I try to make my Lurkers Lounge the best I can. First class plus plus. 7-star Lurkers Lounge like the Burj Al Arab. So, as this airplane is destined to fly to Luxembourg, which is mostly to the south and a little bit to the east of the Netherlands, you can see it has made a near 180-degree turn, took off to the north, now going back to the southeast. So I think now the full 180 is completed. It is now flying to the south. On its way to photo for you in first instance to the Utrecht area. Oh, and now it's making another left-hand turn, flying more to the southeast, or turning more to the southeast. Anyway, that was the Cargolux 747-400 Unfortunately, the second queen of the day that we saw, and both of them unfortunately taking off from center. Hey there, Charles, checking in from North Carolina. Good morning to you and welcome to the stream, and welcome to all other people who have joined us in the meantime. You're watching AMS Live. My name is Boy. We are standing next to the Polderbaan, runway 36 left. One of the two runways in use for departures at the moment. The prevailing wind is coming from the north to northeast, 8 knots or so. Current air temperature over here, just over 15 degrees Celsius or just over 60 degrees Fahrenheit. We're looking at another Delta A330 taxiing to the runway threshold. If I show you guys the big picture, you can see the sun is nicely coming out. We did have some overcast conditions earlier in the morning, particularly in the west of the country and the north of the country. I'm now showing you the west, and this is the north. This is the east, and this is looking south. Lining up is a Delta A330 Neo. Delta Airlines Flight 49, destination New York JFK. And this A330 Neo is 1 year old and had its first flight in March 2022. And hey there, Laura, checking in from Scotland. Really appreciated the show today to help get going on a Monday morning. Well, I'm glad that I have been able to help you in that respect, Laura. Thanks for letting us know, and welcome to the stream. All other viewers who are new and are lurking, do feel free to say hi. Also, if you have any questions, feel free to ask them in the chat. Friendly folk over here, a lot of knowledgeable people as well. So if you have a question, you might get an answer to your question. And yes, Miguel, you are talking about the Garuda takeoff to Jakarta. When is it expected? I did see it, and I think it was also in the retro livery, but that I'm not sure about. Now the downside is that as long as center is open, I'm pretty sure that a Garuda to Jakarta flight will take off from center instead of from left. Hopefully it will close again soon. This is British Airways Flight 431, A320 Neo, destination London Heathrow. The airplane is brand new, had its first flight last October, still under warranty. Hey Rick, goedemiddag kerel. Alles goed jongen? Taking a little break from work? Well, over here it is nice and sunny. The wind is still a bit chilly though, I have to say. I did put on the hoodie of my hoodie over my cap just to keep the wind from blowing in my neck when I'm standing in the opposite direction. But I'm not complaining, it is beautiful weather. And also important, a very nice mix of heavies and narrow bodies. Keeps it interesting for everybody. So 2 more planes coming, another A330 from Delta. don't know if it was AL Vlog or someone else remarking that after the Embraers from KLM, the Delta A330s are the most prevalent over here at Schiphol these days. And whoever said it, I think they're right. Obviously, KLM and Delta working together. And this is also a Delta hub, I think, in Europe. So just a lot of Delta A330s coming and going. Hey there Jillard, goeiedag. Jillard is informing us that a 767-400 is going in the direction of the Polderbaan. Funny how you sometimes never see that airplane type, and now it's going, if it is going this way, it's going to be the third time within a week that we will be able to capture it on stream. Let's see what this Embraer is going to do. I think it might precede the A330 that is still on its way to the runway threshold. Hey Druville, checking in from Mumbai. Love from Mumbai, India. Love to you back, my friend. Thank you so much for saying hi. Welcome to the stream. Hope you're enjoying yourself. And Aphrodite says that the plane to Jakarta is moving. Hopefully it will not go to center but to left. Now the bad news is that center is still being used for departures as we speak, and I think with Jakarta being a destination lying to the east of the Netherlands, yeah, chances of we seeing it depart from right here are decreasing by the minute. This is Delta Airlines flight 259, Airbus A330-300, destination Boston, Massachusetts, isn't it? The airplane age 7 years, first flight May 2016. And yes, Rick, we did finish, well, 99% we finished building the fence. We had a look at it and figured that we will put in another row of planks on the bottom on my side of the fence, just because otherwise the gap between the ground level and the beginning of the fence would get a little too high. But that's just a matter of sawing and screwing in one row of planks. So we both said, well, let's do that later in the week after work sometime. That's something you can always do in between jobs, so to speak. So the vast majority of the fence is now built. Looks really nice, really happy with the way it looks. Solid as a rock. Well, at least as long as possible. The neighbor having cats and children, so we'll see how long the fence will hold up. So yeah, that was time not streaming well spent. I think we used impregnated wood, we used stainless steel screws. Should be solid for years to come. So we have two Embraers, and both of them are standing next to the runway threshold. First up, an Embraer 190, destination Stavanger, KLM flight 1201. Right. Now I'm curious. So the 767-400 to Washington DC is coming this way. So that's the third time in a week that we are going to see this particular airplane. Now unfortunately the retro liveried 777 to Jakarta is lining up on center. So I'm foregoing this Embraer and wait for its departure. Yeah, Rick, well, I think we're good. We fixated the poles that are adjacent to the brick walls of the house and the box that we have in the backyard with solid nails, slagpluggen. You can do gymnastics from those poles and you still wouldn't be able to get it loose. So yeah, I'm not too worried about any storms that might face us in the fall or winter. Bring it on. There you go. So this is Garuda, Indonesia, flight 89. It is a 777-300 ER, 8 years old, first flight August 2014, and is in the beautiful retro livery. Destination Jakarta. Incredibly long flight. I think it's one of the furthest destinations that you can fly to from Amsterdam on a non-stop flight. 12 or 13 hours, if not more. Yeah, I think in the vicinity of 13 hours. And the king is back. Hey there, Elvis. Good afternoon. Welcome back. Good to see you. So this is a 767, but not just any 767, because if you look closer you will see that it is a bit longer than the 767-300 ERs that we see more regularly over here. In fact, not too long ago, United still regularly flew 767s to Amsterdam before they all got replaced with Dreamliners. But this is the 400. You don't see it every day, although it has visited Schiphol now for a couple of times now in the past week. And this is actually the third time within a week, I think, that we're able to capture it on stream. Lovely old school sound there. So United Flight 947 this was. Boeing 767-400, destination Washington. The airplane is 21 years old, had its first flight in January 2002. And that is a nice fact, Rick. Only 37 of these vehicles have ever been produced. How about that? Haha, Miguel travels to Jakarta 8 times a year for work. That is not too bad. That is not too bad. So another Embraer 190 lined up on the threshold. KLM flight 1333. Embraer 190, destination Aalborg. This airplane is 13 years old and had its first flight in March 2010. So if you just tuned in, welcome to AMS Live. My name is Boy. We're watching departures from runway 36 left, the Polderbaan. It is one of the 2 runways in use for departures. 36 center also being used. Parallel landings and departures from these runways. Or at least this morning it was parallel landings from center and right. Now it is parallel departures from left and center. The sun is definitely fully out at the moment, or I do see one isolated little cloud over here as I was saying it, but otherwise blue skies, prevailing wind from the northeast. It is blowing towards us, as you can see. This is about 45 degrees angled towards the runway heading, so there is a little bit of crosswind from the right for the airplanes that are taking off right now. I think there is a runway inspection taking place on the Polderbaan as we speak. This is K2, one of the 4 bird control vehicles that Schiphol has driving around 24/7 to make sure that bird strikes take place as little as possible. Earlier in the stream we already saw K3, if I recall correctly, shooting off some fireworks to chase away birds. They have fireworks at their disposal, flares, explosive bangs, whatever. Also a soundboard with which they can replicate the calls of birds of prey, the natural enemies of the birds that flock around over here at Schiphol Airport. Now the situation in the water is actually quite quiet. No birds, no ducks, no coots, no grebes. Let's have a look. It is a bit quiet at the moment. I forgot to mow the lawn and not watch planes. Yeah, you could get, indeed, that's a good suggestion, Rick. Get yourself a robot lawnmower, like a Roomba for your yard. They are quite handy, actually. See you around then, Ina. Enjoy the rest of the week. And be careful when cutting the grass. So let's have a look and see what is going on flight radar. We are experiencing a momentary lull. But I see, oh, there are plenty more airplanes coming. First up is going to be a 737-800 to Edinburgh, but I'm also seeing a couple of heavies that are coming this way. Now, I was initially planning on streaming until 12:30 to 1 p.m. But it's going to depend on the influx of traffic. I can see that there are a few heavies that are taxiing this way, so I'm definitely going to stick around for that. Looks like there is traffic. Well, still have some difficulty with zooming in. Alright. There's a 777 from China Eastern to Shanghai coming this way. Interesting, because you would think with center open it might take that runway to depart from, as we could also see with the airplane to Jakarta just now. No Crocs, no Lance. Unfortunately, no Crocs, no nothing. It is awfully quiet over here in terms of aquatic birds. Let's see, A319 to London Luton, A320 Neo from Play. Wow, awesome. We're going to see a very red airplane from Play. Never heard of it before, but also never seen that livery before. So we are going to see a very nice, well, nice striking, let's rephrase it, striking airplane that might even be a candidate for a thumbnail. I've never seen the red Play airplane over here. That doesn't say a lot, but would be nice, would be extremely nice if that were to take off right in front of us from the exit that we are pointing the camera at right now. But that is underway. Behind it, and 787-10 to Chicago from KLM. Also an American Airlines Dreamliner to Philadelphia is coming this way. Don't see any airplanes coming to take off from center at the moment. So I'm thinking maybe they closed that runway again, and maybe this is the only runway in use for departures again. Anyway, the 737 is foregoing the entrance over here and is taxiing, continuing its taxi to the runway threshold. So yeah, folks, if you don't have anywhere to go right now, do stick around. We are expecting a few nice airplanes in a few moments. Also, if you're new to the channel and you're liking what you have been seeing so far, consider subscribing if you haven't done so already. Not only will you help me immensely with reaching a wider audience of aviation enthusiasts such as yourself, but you can also turn on notifications so you get notified whenever I go live again in the future. If the YouTube notification system works properly, because I think that was also having some issues with some people recently. But if it works, then normally speaking you would get an update when I go live. And if you have the time for it and are feeling like it, can join us for more live streaming action. I don't have set times or dates, but I do try to go out on Thursdays through Mondays. So this is KLM flight 1281, Boeing 737-800, destination Edinburgh. 22 years old already, this airplane. First flight September 2000. Oh, and center is still being used for departures, unfortunately. But that is just a plain KLM Embraer, nothing that we miss out on. More interesting is what will be coming this way. So no less than 5 airplanes are coming this way, 3 of which are heavy, 1 of which is a red play A320neo. It is the third one now just in the middle of the screen. Never saw that one before. In the foreground is 300 ER, destination Shanghai. The airplane is 8 years old, had its first flight in October 2014. Number 2 is an EasyJet. A319, destination London Luton. The airplane age 15 years. First flight was in May 2008. Hey there, Matsi. Good afternoon to you too. China Eastern going to the runway threshold. We'll have to see what the EasyJet is going to do. Now, and as I was saying, the third airplane, bright red from play, flight 461 A320neo, destination Reykjavik. Brand new airplane, was having its first flight in March this year, so just a few months old. Now let's see what the EasyJet is going to do. The EasyJet is going to come towards us. Okay. But I'm also very curious to see what this beautiful red play airplane is going to do. It is following. Okay. In that case, I might forgo the EasyJet because I want to see this airplane up close approach. I think it might be a thumbnail candidate. In the background, coming from left to right, is a 787-10 Dreamliner that is destined to go to Chicago. And K2 is going to come in the foreground from left to right. And in the background we see American Airlines flight 203 also going to the runway threshold, destination Philadelphia. And here an A320neo from play, destination Reykjavik. What a looker. Alright then, I will keep from calling you Matsi, Matsi, and just call you Mary. We'll do that. Thank you, Mary, for letting me know. It was a great shot of a beautiful airplane that we don't get to see very often. Another beautiful plane that you see more often, but is still beautiful nonetheless. China Eastern 777, destination Shanghai. It is a 300 ER, 8 years old, first flight October 2014. Alright then, Elvis has to go. Thank you for joining us. And Francis says that the sound quality of those departing jets very impressive. Thank you so much. I am very happy with the upgrade of shotgun mic that I did a few months ago. This is a Sennheiser MKE 600 that I have mounted on top of my camera, and it is working a treat. KLM flight 611. Boeing 787-10 Dreamliner, destination Chicago O'Hare. This airplane is 3 years old, had its first flight in October 2019. Right. From one Dreamliner to the next. American Airlines, flight 203, destination Philadelphia. 7878, the smallest of the family, the original Dreamliner. 7 years old, first flight August 2015. Right, let's have a look. We have a KLM Embraer lining up right there. Next in line is going to be an Airbus from EasyJet. Coming after that, hey, Delta A330, haven't seen that before. What is further out in the pipeline? Looks like a triple. Is that a triple? I think it is a triple. Let's look at flight radar. It is a triple. Now, I'm pretty sure that we are going to see many more airplanes. In fact, there is even a Cathay Pacific A350-1000 that has come alive. But I am also thinking about wrapping it up around this time. So I'm thinking about what could be a good cutoff point. There's always going to be more traffic. I think I'm going to stick around until this triple has taken off, and then I'm going to call it quits. Save some for other live streamers and for another day. So center is also being used for heavies. Dreamliner 10 to Nairobi, if I'm not mistaken, just took off from center. Meanwhile, A320 Neo EasyJet outbound London Luton, flight 22516. This airplane is 2 years old, first flight July 2020. Right, Delta Airlines flight 163, Airbus A330-300, destination Minneapolis. This airplane 19 years old, first flight February 2004. Yeah, it's the responsible thing to do, Rick. Cannot have you lose your job over watching live streams too much during work time. Last plane of the day, ladies and gentlemen. KLM flight 677, Boeing 777-200, destination Calgary in Canada. It is a 777-200 ER, 19 years old. First flight was in October 2003. Right, well, I'm going to say thank you to everyone who has joined me once again for an awesome live stream on this Monday morning and beginning of the afternoon. I've had a blast and I hope you guys did too. If you like what you saw and you haven't done so already, consider subscribing to the channel. It allows you to turn on notifications so that whenever I go live in the future, and I'm looking to go out again later during the week, you get notified. And if you have the time for it and are feeling like it, you can join us for more live streaming action. I think we are seeing, is that the Cathay Pacific taking off from center? I think it is. I think it was. Or not? Is it a different airplane? Anyway, thanks to each and every one of you who has joined me once again for joining me. Looking forward to seeing you guys again later in the week. For now, I'm going to say thank you to each and every one who was so kind to donate super chats, super stickers, donate via PayPal, become a member. Your support is awesome, and I want to thank each and every one of you for that. Thanks also to all the moderators, Yorkshire, Paul, Kathleen, Rick, Infinity, for supporting and keeping the chat a friendly place. And yeah, thanks to everyone. I just want to say thanks, and looking forward to seeing you again during one of the upcoming streams. Enjoy the rest of your week, enjoy the rest of your day, and we'll see each other again, so hopefully soon. For now, I'm gonna say goodbye and see you later.